sitting in the middle of X Point, the largest survival community in the world, with 575 bunkers spread over 18 square miles of land. Effectively, we're building a city. It's 3/4 the size of Manhattan. You know, the government knows a lot that they don't tell us. I think they do know something. They've built deep underground bunkers across America and Europe and Russia and China in preparation for something that they know is going to come. But have they told us about it? No. And why? Because the government can't tell you about a problem that they don't have a solution for or that they can't provide. And doing so would create total social, economic collapse. It's anarchy. And that's what you want to worry about.
Fortunately, there's very few things, and most of them are very low probability. Some big volcanic explosion, gigantic earthquake, asteroid. Well, at least in the nuclear case, you've got to say we take it quite seriously. We budget a lot of money, have a lot of people who think about nuclear deterrence, and I'm very glad that work's being done, and I rate the chance of a nuclear war in my lifetime as being fairly low. I rate the chance of a widespread epidemic far worse than Ebola in my lifetime is well over 50%. Basically, when you talk about drugs, you can talk about small molecules or talk about these complex biological protein-like things, which is a subclass called antibodies. Antibodies are the molecules that the immune system naturally builds to attack disease. Today, the idea that somebody says, oh, here's an antibody, make a lot of it, make it very quickly, that's right on the cutting edge. And the Ebola epidemic showed me that we're not ready for a serious epidemic, an epidemic that would be more infectious and would spread faster than Ebola did. This is the greatest risk of a huge tragedy. This is the most likely thing by far to kill over 10 million excess people in a year. We don't need to invest nearly what we do in military preparedness. This is something where less than $1 billion a year on R&D, medical surveillance, standby personnel, cross-training the military so they can play a role in terms of all the logistics here. This can be done, and we may not get many more warnings like this one to say, okay, it's a pretty modest investment to avoid something that really, in terms of the human condition, would be a gigantic setback.
Now, billionaires have many obsessions. Supercars, ice baths, exotic animals, you name it, and billionaires usually have it. But of late, they seem to have a new obsession: bunkers. The top 1% are building bunkers. Mark Zuckerberg is constructing one in Hawaii, and it's worth $270 million, $270 million. It's almost like a status symbol now. But why do the super rich need bunkers? Are they trying to survive a war? Maybe another pandemic? Or an apocalypse? Do they know something that we do not? Our next report tells you.
Blast-resistant doors, equipped with its own food and energy supplies. This is a 5,000 square foot shelter located underground in Hawaii. The price tag of the project is $270 million. If you want to survive an apocalypse, this is the place to be. Who does this belong to? Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. The billionaire is building a bunker, and he isn't the only one. Former PayPal CEO Peter Thiel tried to build one in New Zealand. Bill Gates has plenty of underground security areas, apparently one under each of his homes. Of course, these are the higher-end ones, but you could get yourself a basic one for $500,000. It's almost like buying an expensive car. And for billionaires, it's a good way to use some loose change. But where are they building them? Apparently all over the world. But a popular choice seems to be New Zealand. It's attributed to its secluded location, which brings us to the boom in the companies building these survival shelters. Some of them are just basic shelters. They are underground, they have all the essentials, you can survive there for a few weeks. But a handful of them go a step further. Like this one project that includes an island fortress. This is not just a bunker. The entire island is like a fort with an inflammable moat. Basically, if you try to step foot on the island, it will burn down. But you will be perfectly safe inside the underground bunker. Sounds perfect for a zombie apocalypse. But why are the super rich building bunkers? What are they so scared of? In the last 5 years, the world has survived a lot. A global pandemic, 2 wars, climate change. Some of these bunkers have registered nurses, a collection of drugs, decontamination booths, medical supplies. One even has a full-fledged operating table. Basically, you can survive anything in there. It's almost like modern-day Noah's Ark. If you are in the bunker, you are likely to survive almost all catastrophes. But it's not for everyone. It's only for the chosen few. And here, Noah is not making the choice. The world's super rich are making it for themselves. But beneath all these underground bunkers lies a dark truth. It's that death is truly the great equalizer. And the super rich, just like us, fear it too. They cannot buy their way out of it, even with these underground bunkers and fortresses. But that hasn't stopped them from trying.
Billionaires are prepping luxury doomsday bunkers with moats that set on fire. The newest trend for the uber rich is building underground shelters complete with $50,000 trapdoors, parking spaces for submarines, water cannons, and a moat that literally sets on fire in case of intruders. Here is a literal rendering of how it would work in case of an external attack. According to builders of these luxury bunkers, the buying frenzy began after Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg announced that he was constructing a $100 million bunker in Hawaii. It got really busy, and it seems like the phone hasn't stopped ringing. World War III seems to be coming, Ron Hubbard, CEO of Atlas Survival Shelters, told The Hollywood Reporter. Renderings show a state-of-the-art medical room, complete with an MRI machine and top-of-the-line equipment. Of course, a state-of-the-art escape tunnel is a must, and so are bulletproof trapdoors leading to secret passageways. With the pandemic top of mind, builders have also thought of decontamination rooms. If the bunker somehow fails in apocalypse, parking spaces for extraction devices like super yachts, helicopters, and submarines can also be thoughtfully implemented into the space.
Seems like billionaires are building themselves bunkers in case of impending doom, but one company is offering to install them for roughly 21 grand. So any American can have one if you got 21 grand to build a bunker. Would you ever consider building your own bunker, and what do you think you'd use it for?
Underground base and city infrastructure and transportation system that's been built. And
I'm sorry?
Yes. So we have built an extraordinary number of underground bases and supposedly transportation systems. Some of these are documented as part of the national security infrastructure. I think there are many more.
In the United States?
In the United States, and all over the world. From 2021 to 2023, I took one of the smartest subscribers in the Saleer Report network, and he and I spent 2 years collecting all the data and all the allegations on underground bases. We systematically went through and tried to estimate our guess, this is totally a guess, of how many underground bases, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States. And our estimate was 170 with the transportation network connecting them.
And what would be the purpose?
If you thought you were going to get a near extinction event,
it says lowers after every vehicle though, so I guess that's why. There we go. Looking for door 37, 1037. Abram didn't believe me about this cave deal. Believe me now, don't you? I guess 37 got to be down there somewhere.
Why were members of the Senate given satellite phones for emergency communication? Less than a year ago, members of Congress were given emergency satellite phones. Satellite communication was being deployed to ensure a redundant and secure means of communication during a disruptive event. The phones were a security backstop in the case of an emergency that takes out communications in America. We the people are funding their satellite phones, so where's ours? Bill and Melinda Gates' foundation have been selling shares of Microsoft. Jamie Dimon just sold $150 million of JP Morgan for the first time since 2005. Mark Zuckerberg sold more than $400 million of Meta, and Jeff Bezos recently sold $8.5 billion of Amazon stock. Elites are dumping stocks, selling their homes, and building underground bunkers. Are you paying attention?
Well, mine's a little dark. I just feel a lot of concern that 2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. And we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries.
That was Emmy-winning and Emmy-nominated senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge. BlackRock, the headquarters of CBS, fired Catherine suddenly last week. CBS officials took the unusual step of seizing her files, computers, and records, including information on privileged sources. What exactly were they looking for? On whose behalf were they searching? Serious question. Why are a bunch of billionaires, millionaires, celebrities, and elites suddenly building huge underground doomsday bunkers?
Okay, so where the hell are we going?
We are going to go to a bunker that we might very necessarily need.
As The Guardian reported, the latest billionaire trend? Doomsday bunkers with a flammable moat. Is all this bunker building a sign the 1% know something we don't and are preparing for end times? A famous quote in tech circles is often attributed to William Gibson. The future is here, it's just not evenly distributed. That's true of disaster as well. Podcaster Christina Randall said, Zuckerberg's reported bunker is one of approximately 15 end-of-days projects being undertaken by billionaires worldwide, and said the biblical book of Revelation, which predicts the end of the world, is being fulfilled.
I do have an underground tunnel.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's take a look at this article from Wired titled, Inside Mark Zuckerberg's Top Secret Hawaii Compound. Nobody working on this project is allowed to talk about what they're building. Almost anyone who passes compound security, from carpenters to electricians to painters to security guards, is bound by a strict non-disclosure agreement according to several workers involved in the project. And they say these agreements aren't a formality. Multiple workers claim they saw or heard about colleagues removed from the project for posting about it on social media. Different construction crews within the site are assigned to separate projects, and workers are forbidden from speaking with other crews about their work, sources say. It's Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club. The project is so huge that a not insignificant share of the island is bound by the NDA. But everyone here knows who is behind it. Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, who bought the land in a series of deals beginning in August 2014. Since then, the planning and construction of the roughly 1,400-acre compound has been shrouded in secrecy. The property, known as Kulau Ranch, will, according to planning documents, include a 5,000-square-foot underground shelter, have its own energy and food supplies, and when coupled with land purchase prices, will cost in excess of $270 million. According to evidence reviewed by Wired, the project has relied on legal maneuvering and political networking, and at times, sources believe, it has shown disregard for the local public. All the while, Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan continue to build one of the most expensive properties in the world.
I've been covering this for years, how they're doing this. I've been covering for years how your tax money has actually gone to building underground cities. Because this is where they all are. And they're not hiding from the flu. They're not hiding from an outbreak. They're hiding from the people.
2020 has been a really crazy year, and we've been going through just everything imaginable. So me being me, I had to look into some kind of like survival shelters and to see what our options are. So I found this guy on the internet named Ron, and he builds bunkers. And I want to at least like listen to him and explore it and see what they're all about. think the bunker business is where we need to be.
I'm excavating. It's going down. Y'all know how I love real estate, and I usually like to build and go up. We going underground now. One time for all my doomsday preppers. Elon Musk, I see you. I saw your ground plans. I'm impressed, but guess what? My bunker gonna have a garage. My bunker gonna have wings. Huh? Yeah, we breaking ground. Huge excavations. You gotta have your fluids. I got a water maker, a machine that makes water out of H2O. I got a water maker. We got our canned goods. So if you're thinking the brothers ain't ready, we ready.
Foot culvert from Atlas Survival Shelters. I want to make a video of this because it's really neat. It's only for 2 people, but it's got a desk in there for eating. It's got entertainment center. It's got your place for your fridge and your microwave. Of course, you can get in a full-size leather couch. It's got 2 counters. It's got a sink over here, counter over here. It's got the Swiss-made air filtration system from Andair. Of course, fridge goes there, microwave here. Big screen TV can go there, so you can turn it to your man cave. You've got your underfloor storage underneath all these. See all the handles in there? So when you lift it up, you've got 3 foot of storage underneath there for 55-gallon barrels and all the food you can store. You've got storage underneath the beds. Got cabinets for your linens. And then you come in here, you've got a sink. And this particular shelter has a regular flushing toilet. There's the overpressure blast valve, and one of the better features in here, this has the marine grade submarine door that's gas tight, water tight. Love this door. So anyway, thanks for watching. I mean, this place hasn't changed in 100 years. So we're going to enter this bunker. So this will have a secret passage, but all the batteries on the bunker you're about to see are on the wall here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 batteries. How about that? So you go through this concrete tunnel. We're going to go down the stairs, and voila, this is what we're going to see. Okay, so I am in Europe right now, and I'm checking up on a bunker that is just being finished right now. So as soon as you get in there, there's a decontamination shower. A little storage room here. Now this bunker is 15 feet underground, and it has 2 feet of concrete on top of it. This is the HVAC room, the room with the NBC air filtration systems, all the piping, the water filtration. Now this has 2 NBC air systems, so when you have to change a filter, you don't lose overpressure in the bunker. You can change one over, of course. Water filtration, diesel generator, overpressure blast valves, all the ductwork, electrical. These are Lunar air systems, which we stock. You got your manual cranks. Now this has 8-foot ceilings and under the floor storage. You can raise these panels up and you can see the storage that will be down there. It's pretty. Okay, kitchen. Pantry room back here. And as you can tell, all the walls have been finished. Okay, so it feels more like a house inside. You're gonna get a kick out of this. So here's the bedroom, and this has a closet, more underfloor storage, a little desk in here, a Murphy bed, more underfloor storage. This is crazy right here. Y'all ready for this? This is where the client can get their hair washed. So this is basically like the little room for like a barber shop or a hair salon. But you know, when you get a custom bunker in this world, you can have whatever you want. And you guys are not going to believe what's in this bunker at the very end. Just hold on, trust me, stick with me, because this is going to blow your mind when you see what's at the end of this thing. I'll give you a little hint. You can shoot your guns in this bunker. Okay, one of the bedrooms. Another one of the bedrooms with a king-size bed. A lot of shelves in here. It's got its own private bathroom, so this is the master suite, which has its own bathroom and toilet. Guys, all it takes is land and money. If you have enough land and money, you can have your own custom bunker. Another bathroom. This is the primary bathroom. Got a big shower in here, and this is your stackable washer and dryer. Again, underfloor storage. Okay, I'm getting ready to show you guys the cool thing. Okay, so you go back over here to this other bedroom, all right? It's got a queen over a twin. And then here we go. This is the cool part. We've got a secret escape tunnel that has been turned into a shooting range. How cool is this? Okay, so got a 25-meter shooting range, and the walls are lined with this noise dampening little spiky stuff, whatever you want to call it. But let's walk down to the end here. How nice is this? And this ladder right here, that leads up to a tunnel that goes to the escape. Here, I'll show you what the escape looks like on the outside. Okay, go ahead. It's all the way up there.
And slide it away. Okay. Close it.
Yep, that little round hole, that's your escape. I'll turn around, we'll head back out here. So guys, give me a thumbs up. You know, I love visiting bunkers around the world. And this one happens to be somewhere in Europe. That's all I can say. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful bunker. You know, if you got $1 million+ sitting around, you can also have one like this. So, put in your comments below. What do you think of this? Here, let me close this door. So if you're curious in the size, this bunker is 1,650 square feet. It's just super cool.